Hi, this is Coach Lance here with Cfsj's Inside the Box, the only workout that you could do inside a prison cell if you absolutely had to. Now, all of these workouts are designed for a very small space in mind, say 8 foot by 10 foot, size of a hotel room, a living room, a hotel gym if you're lucky enough to have it. If you do happen to have access to more space or more equipment, awesome. Refer back to Sugar Watt and you'll see what our scale ups are. But for right now, the format's fairly simple. You're going to be led every day through a warm-up, an activation, a strength, and a WOD. One of the other coaches or myself will demonstrate these movements, and then in title sequences, we'll tell you how many reps and how many sets. Now, we'll give you enough time to do those, and you can either do one of two things. You can pause, finish up on your own, or rewind and follow along if you need that extra support. But what you'll need right now is grab your timer. You'll need that every single day. Grab some water and the equipment that's coming up. Thanks.
All right, so if you have access to a rower or a bike, go ahead and use those. We're looking for about 2 minutes of warm-up, but for the rest of us, we're going to do 10 in-place burpees, just simply stepping back, starting light. Use this as a hip stretch as well. Let's go ahead and get the jump at the top, slowly starting to build the heart rate up, just getting the blood flowing so that the muscles accommodate. And you're going to go ahead and give me 6 more on your own.
Now that we've got our blood pumping, let's focus on the 4 movements of our general warm-up. Really opening up those hips, challenging the balance, stretching out the quads. We're going to start with a knee lift to Samson stretch. Coach Devin will demonstrate. We're going to do 5 each side. Take them slow, work the hips, work the balance. Next, we're going to go down onto the ground, starting from a plank, Spider-Man with double twist. We're going to do 5 of these each side. Take it slow. The interior rotation is going to be a lot easier than the exterior rotation, but challenge that movement. Next is the quadrupedal lap stretch. From a child's pose position, you're going to stretch that arm all the way across, as you'll see Coach Devin do here. These are going to be short holds, 10 each side. And our last movement down on the ground is a twisted cross. Again, a reminder, this is not a scorpion. The challenge is not to get the foot to the hand, but instead to bring that arm in, provide a little bit of torque, open up the shoulder. We're going to do 10 of these, but I invite you, if you feel like you need something a little bit more, go ahead and press pause and take a little bit more time during this warm-up. Now that we're done with the general warm-up, let's start activating our strength. Today is an all-animal day. We have 3 movements, donkey kicks, fire hydrants, and bird dogs, that are going to engage the core, engage the glutes. Starting with the donkey kick, you'll see Coach Devin on the ground, and the challenge is to keep the core solid while driving the heel up to the ceiling. Next, we're going to go fire hydrants. You can imagine where this got its name from. Keeping that core locked, not rotating through the hips, driving that knee out to the side. And then finishing off with probably what is one of the best exercises, especially for those who've had bad backs, the bird dogs. Driving the heel, not the toe, out to the wall, punching with the opposite hand, and again, I can't say it too much, trying to resist the urge to torsion or twist the hips. You're going to do each of these 10 times each, 2 rounds through. Now again, go ahead and rewind if you need to see it again, or pause, and we'll see you back at the strength. And now we're going to watch Coach Devin do a general clean warm-up. This is a very standard warm-up. We do it all the time with a barbell, But if all you have is a broomstick or a dowel or even a band, you can get a lot out of this. Remember, strength trains strength, speed trains speed. So doing this with accuracy and precision will help that movement overall, especially when you get back into the gym and you have some weight to work with. And now that we've gotten the warm-up out of the way, we're going to transition into our strength move. It's a superset, 6 rounds every 2.5 minutes. We're gonna go a clean high pull, which if you don't have plates, that bar is gonna start from the mid shin, and you're gonna follow it up directly with a hang clean. Hang clean above the knee, finishing with the full squat. So it's 1 repetition of each, supersetted, so we're not letting that bar down. If all you have is a broomstick or a dowel, we're gonna do 3 of these each time. So 3 high pulls into 3 hang cleans. Every 2.5 minutes for 6 rounds. Now, if you need a little extra inspiration, you can go back and look at the demonstration videos on this, or set your timer, 2.5 minutes, 6 rounds, 15 minutes total, and we'll meet you back at the wall. All right, now that the strength is done, grabbed a little bit of water, shaking it out, let's talk about the WOD. We have a classic double chipper. We have a 40-30-20-10, 2 times through, starting with the lightest movement working into the heaviest movement. So the idea is that as you get down to that 10 rep, your intensity and the amount of time it takes to do those reps should be very similar to the same amount of time that it took to do your 40 reps. Now, of course, you're going to diminish. This is a challenge, and it is CrossFit after all. So I'm going to explain the movements as we watch Coach Devin demonstrate. We're going to start off with tuck jumps. Now, if you have access to something that you can safely jump onto, you can transition these into box jumps, or if the tuck jumps aren't really your thing, the coordination isn't quite there, you can just do vertical jumps. So jumping as high as you can 40 times. Next up are double dumbbell deadlifts. There are 30 of these. Now, if all you have is an odd object, by all means keep up the same repetition. If your object is a little bit light, let's go ahead and add intensity, do it a little bit faster. Next off are going to be handstand push-ups. There are 20 of these. These can be done against a wall. Most people have a wall. They can also be done piped or from a chair. If you have those dumbbells, you can also do seated floor presses. And last, we're going to end off with 10 power cleans. So these are dumbbell power cleans. They start from the floor. They emanate at the shoulder with a slight dip, ensuring that there's proper hip extension to really get those things powered up. This can also be done with an odd object, a sandbag, a spouse, anything that you might have. Now, the rationale is we are going to try to accomplish these as quickly as possible. Your second round should try to match your first round, so you're really pushing that intensity.
The hardest movement are gonna be those set of 10s, possibly your set of 20s with the handstand push-ups. This will take a little longer than you think it will. And so ease in. Let's grab our timer, set up our locations. And now that we have those set, grab your playlist and let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1, go.